It is Freestyle Friday. My name is Jay Sheik. I'm a comic book artist and art professor, and I am currently back in California. Why, you may ask? Well, the answer is kind of complicated, but long story short, I'm here for at least one job interview. And actually, I'm hoping for several. So any prayers, good vibes, anything you want to send my way, highly welcomed on this end. So thank you in advance for that. I will eventually get back to my Freelance Friday topic of 10 questions you should ask before you sign on the dotted line. But I had another page come across my drawing board actually today, and I kind of wanted to talk about it a little bit and what it says for visual storytelling. This is a page from the in-progress third issue of Matthew Wilding's pirate noir comic, Freehands. While many of the other pages have been filled with intense action and physical drama, this one is very simple. Almost too simple. But just for a second, take it in and see if you can interpret the story from these bare-bones visuals. A quick insert here. This page hinges on the unconscious bias in Western comics that heroes move left to right and villains move right to left against the narrative flow. In panel 1, we have the magnanimous Captain Silk. Note his troubled expression, but notice also that he is facing to the right. If he took a step forward, he would be walking parallel to the standard Western narrative flow of left to right. Now in the next panel, we see almost a score of raised hands. You could count them if you like, but I'll save you the trouble and tell you there are 16 of them. Raised hands on a pirate ship? If you guessed it's some kind of vote, give yourself a pat on the back. Next panel, we see Captain Silk again, but he's further down the panel, and while he's facing bodily to the right, his gaze is pulled to the left of panel, against the narrative flow. Panel 4, we see hands again. If they don't seem like different hands, there are at least fewer of them. Few enough when contrasted to panel 2 that we know this smaller group is not going to swing the vote. Now for these final 4 panels, we zero in on 3 of the characters. We have Silk, now centered and facing the viewer, a neutral narrative position. Next, Happy Paul also seems neutral, but the inward tilt of his head, the facial shadows, and evil grin speak to malicious intent, which is echoed in panel 7 when we see Burbank looking largely to the left with Happy Paul visible over his shoulder to connect their proximity in physical space. And lastly, we see Silk has been swayed to the opposite of his forward intent from panel 1. We don't even need to know what the vote was about to know that this character has been manipulated into a conflicting position to the one of his own choosing. And that is one example of how you can use clear character staging and these directional cues to enhance the visual storytelling on pages that may not have the most dynamic action to them. Obviously, there's a bit more to it, but this is what I can do in 3 minutes. Really missing my wife and kids, but I'm looking forward to these job interviews, and I'm hoping it's going to be a great weekend for all of us. Thanks for stopping by.